Hello everyone, welcome back to RaceRoom, and for today's video we're racing in the GT4 class at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Now, last time out in this sim you saw me throw it all away on the very last corner at Spa in the GT3s. We were battling for a top 6 and we ended up down in 13th, but hopefully we might be a little bit higher today. Look at that qualifying performance. We've put it third on the grid with a qualifying time of 1:38.3. Now, I really don't think we're going to be able to hang with the front two here. They're both lapping well into the 1:37s, which is a ridiculously quick time here at the Red Bull Ring. However, the fight for third is going to be really intense. There's only 3/10 separating me in third and Garland in 6th. And if we want to stand any chance whatsoever of claiming a podium finish here at the Red Bull Ring, we need to make a good start, and we've got away okay. We're on the outside line though. Petter Daniel's on the inside, so we're going to have to give him some space into T1. We just want to get through this first corner safely. We've got Alan Garland alongside us to the right. We take a little tap from the left. That must have been Punk Card in the BMW. I didn't even see Punk on the radar as we exited T1. Maybe he ran wide and was rejoining, but thankfully we got through unscathed anyway as we approach this heavy braking zone into this uphill right-hander. There's a little bit of contact ahead of us, and there's also contact from behind. This time we do pick up 4 instant points thanks to another tap from that BMW. But thankfully we got away with it again. We're looking okay here. We're in 4th position. It's just that spot that we surrendered in the first turn to Petter Daniel that's dropped us back a position. Petter's actually made it up into 2nd place. He's got around Montero too. We got right in close to Montero there. And we're going to have to do everything we can to try and stick with these guys now. If you just take a look at the driver ratings in the TV tower on the left of the screen, you'll see that we're really punching above our weight here. Montero in front and Manuel, the race leader, both 2K ratings. Petter Daniel in that Audi in 2nd, 1.9. Then we've got Punk Card behind him 5th. He's got a similar 1.6 rating to me, but after Punk, there are some more big hitters. So we're going to have to be at the top of our game here to fend off any challenges from the likes of Vols in 6th and Garland in 7th. So yeah, ridiculously high strength of field for this race, but let's look at the positives. If we can get a good result here, there is a big rating gain up for grabs. Well, we're looking okay at the moment. We're in 4th place as we cross the line to end lap 1. The leading trio are beginning to make a break for it. There's a 1 second gap to Montero in 3rd now. So my immediate priority has to be Punk Card behind him 5th. We don't want to give away another position here. And we were a bit untidy into T1 actually. We just clipped that sausage curb on the inside. I thought that might have cost us some time, but it looks like we've opened up a bit of daylight back to Punk Card. Yeah, it's 0.5 of a second now as we see Montero make a move up the inside for 2nd position, but Daniel fights right back. A fantastic switchback move from Daniel there to reclaim 2nd place immediately. And in all the drama, I noticed we've lost Darren Turner too. Now, we spoke about the big hitters in this race. Turner was another one with a 1.8 rating, so that is one big rating that won't finish this race. Meanwhile, in front, these two guys are still going at it. Montero had a look up the inside, but there wasn't enough room to make the pass. Behind it, looks like Carlos Valls has got around Punk Card for 5th. Right, let's take a quick breather from the action on track and check out a replay of the start. We're in the Red Lotus, just behind the pole position man, Manuel. Now, we lined up on row 2 alongside Petter Daniel's Audi, and he had the inside line into T1. We had to leave him space. That invited Garland to try and get through as well, but he just didn't quite make it. There's the contact with the BMW of Punk Card. Now, we suspected at the time that Punk ran wide through T1, and the chopper cam will show us just how wide he ran. Way out onto the runoff area, and then comes back on to rejoin. Contact with my Lotus. So it's no surprise that we didn't see him on the radar there. He came from way off track to rejoin. Thankfully, we didn't pick up any instant points for that contact, but we weren't going to be so lucky at the next turn. Watch Punk again. He closes right in on the approach to this turn. There's the contact right there. And actually, we were really lucky it didn't spin our rear around. We've seen cars spin off for much less contact on that uphill right-hander. Fast forward into the start of lap 2 now. We wondered what happened to Darren Turner. He's in that purple and white Porsche, just gets it wrong on the exit from T1, spins around into the barrier, and he calls it a day. Back to the live action now. We're halfway through lap 3, and if you look in the rearview mirror, you'll see that Carlos Valls is gapping Punk Card now. He's got a clear 5th position. He's a second ahead of Punk. Now, Val's has got a 1.8 rating. He's probably a little quicker than us, so I'm expecting to have company very soon. 0.7 the gap at the moment, but I suspect Val's will be challenging for my 4th position shortly. Just behind him, it would be great if Punk Hard could hold off the guys in 7th and 8th, because there's 2K ratings there, so the longer Punk can hold them off, the more chance we'll have of holding on to this 4th position. And as I say that, I might have just seen an incident in my rearview mirror coming out of that final turn, and we've lost both those 2K rated drivers. Garland and Soak both plummeting down the order in the TV tower on the left, so there must have been a coming together. And we've lost 2 more big hitters. Let's check out the replay. So yeah, there's Punk's BMW, and behind him there are 2 very fast Audis, and I don't know if there was contact. It looks like they both just lost it by clipping the curb. Let's take a look from the chopper cam. Oh no, there was a little bit of contact. Soak was the driver behind. He just got a bit too close to Garland in front. The contact was minimal, but it was enough for them both to lose control. Oh, and look at this rejoin from Soak, reversing right across the racing line. Thankfully, the chasing pack were all able to avoid it by using the runoff area, and these 2 are still going at it. But yeah, we're seeing 2K ratings slide out of the race here. That's great news for us. We've got a big chance now. Back to the live action, and we're approaching the halfway point in the race, and as you can see in front, we're just about keeping in touch with this leading trio. It's 1.2 seconds the gap to Montero in 3rd. We've also managed to maintain a little bit of daylight between us in 4th and Val's in 5th. I did worry that he might be starting to close the gap, but a couple of laps on, we've maintained that 0.8 advantage. And as we cross the line, it's a 138 flat for Daniel, 138.2 for Montero, and a 138.2 for us as well. So we're going faster than our qualifying time now. We're actually keeping in touch with these guys ahead. So this is really encouraging pace that we're even able to match them at the moment, but to close that gap, it's going to take something a little bit extra. Hopefully, because they're battling so closely together, it might just slow them down a bit and give us at least a sniff of getting back involved in the tussle. But don't rule out Val's behind. He closed right in on that uphill right-hander. We're able to get on the gas just a little bit quicker than him and restore that gap. In fact, we might even be extending it slightly. It's up to 1 second now back to Carlos Valls in 5th. Meanwhile, Montero's having a look up the inside. Has he got enough to make it stick? There's contact. Montero runs a bit wide, so Daniel's going to dive back up the inside, and we're onto the gravel. A big mistake there. We just got a bit too greedy on the gas coming out of that right-hander. That's going to give Valls an invitation. He's alongside, and yes, he's got the speed to make the pass. Oh, a bitterly disappointing mistake there. Just as we were thinking about challenging for a podium, we make a sloppy and careless error, just clipping the gravel. We lose all our speed, and we've given away 4th place. Yeah, let's take another look at the mistake if I can bear to watch it again. But first we'll see the pass attempt from Montero as he barges up the inside. There's a bit of contact, then he runs wide, but look behind, I run even wider, kicking up the gravel. It costs me all my speed, and at this point I'm powerless to stop Valls going around the outside and taking my 4th position. Right, can we do anything to get this 4th position back? That's the question. We know from the previous few laps that we're almost identical on pace, me and Val, so it's going to be really hard to close this gap. We're certainly going to creep in on him under this heavy braking zone, but can we stay with him on exit? We're going to get on the gas as early as we can. We don't want to lose control. We don't want that rear to slip. We've got out fairly cleanly, and yes, we are a little bit closer now. 0.4 of a second is the gap. We saw Montero make a pass attempt up the inside here a lap ago, but we're not quite close enough to strike, so we're going to have to sit behind for now. Just in front of Valls, it looks like Montero has finally made the pass on Daniel and made it stick. So yes, Montero is up to 2nd, which means Daniel is the Audi filling and a big Lotus sandwich here. And you know what? This tussle has really closed the pack back together. There's now just 1.1 seconds separating Montero in 2nd to me in 5th. So the podium charge might still be on as we see Valls run a little bit wide. He's out onto the gravel. Is that going to give us an opportunity? We're side by side. Valls has surely lost momentum with that excursion to the gravel. Sure enough he has. We've made the position back. Now we've got to hold the apex into this penultimate turn. We do hug the inside curb. There's no way for Valls to fight back, so we're back up to 4th. Yeah, we ruined that mistake we made a couple of laps ago that gave the position away, but thankfully by keeping the pressure on Valls, we forced him into that mistake. He just got a bit greedy on the gas, clipped the gravel just as I did a couple of laps earlier. It cost him all his speed, and we're back up to 4th. We're going to fast forward a bit and rejoin the live action with 1 minute left on the clock. We're on the penultimate lap, and as you can see, things are getting a little bit lonely now. We've opened up a gap of about 1.5 seconds back to Val's in 5th, so we're sitting comfy in 4th place now, and we're just doing our very best to try and keep up with these two guys in front who all race have been locked in a wheel-to-wheel battle. And with just 1 lap to go at the end of this one, it's a good time to switch on the TV cam so we can keep one eye on this battle in front. We're now more than 2 seconds behind these two guys, and we know we've not got the pace to bridge that gap, but we can try our very best to keep within striking distance just in case anything goes wrong. Currently we've got Montero in 2nd, and he's taken a defensive entry into the penultimate turn, so there's no way round for Daniel there. But they're so close together, these two. You can throw a blanket over them, and you know with 1 lap to go that Daniel's going to try and move somewhere. So if we can stick to within 2 seconds of them, we'll be in a good position to pick up any pieces. And as we approach T1, you can see again Montero showing just how streetwise he is, taking just enough of a defensive line to close the door and stop Daniel considering a move. Meanwhile, behind, Val's is still 1.5 seconds back, so we don't have to worry about bracing ourselves for an attack from Val's Lotus. Instead, we can focus on these two in front, and they're side by side again. Montero once again driving really cleverly, just blocking off the gap to stop Daniel trying to force his way through, but surely Daniel's going to have a look here. It looked like he got a much faster exit up that hill, so Montero is definitely going to go defensive. Daniel's in his draft right now. He's going to pull back out wide to try and go alongside. I doubt there's a way around the outside, around this right-hander. But will Daniel try the switch back instead? No, he can't, because Montero seals off the line. Oh, this is an incredible battle for 2nd place. And again, Montero defends, and Daniel's got no choice but to go for the outside. He's going to try the switch back again. Has he got enough to get that nose poked up alongside? No, he hasn't. There's still no way through, and in all this battle, we're closing in fast on these guys. We've gained about 1 second on them. Oh, it looked like Montero might have lost the rear momentarily. It sent him out wide, and now there's contact. Montero went for the defensive line, but Daniel was already there, and they touched. But Daniel's up to 2nd with 2 corners from home. Montero's going to have a look back up the inside, and he's lost it. Montero slides out in a cloud of smoke. We take to the runoff area. I'm more than happy to take an instant point to make sure I get through that safely, and we are going to get a podium finish. Oh, what a dramatic finish to this race. Incredible stuff at the Red Bull Ring. This has to be one of my best ever RaceRoom ranked races to achieve a podium finish in such a ridiculously high strength of field. Well, we saw it in real time on the TV cam, and let's check out this battle for 2nd again between Montero and Daniel, and there might have been a little bit of contact there that sent Montero out wide, and when he tried to go back on the defensive line, it was too late. Daniel was already there. We saw the first bit of contact. Now we're going to see Montero try and snatch that 2nd position back, but he can't do it. He's carrying too much speed. He loses the rear and slides out. One final look on board with Montero. There's the first contact as he tries to get back on the defensive line. Daniel's now got the 2nd position, but Montero's going to have a look. Is there contact? No, there isn't. It's just the momentum that sends the Lotus into a spin. Wow, time to catch our breath after that one. That was one of the most entertaining ranked races I've ever competed in on RaceRoom. We finished ahead of no fewer than 3 2K rated drivers. And more than that, we were competitive with them too. We more than held our own, and we've picked up a podium finish in a really strong strength of field here. Our fastest lap in the race was a 1:38.2, so a 10th quicker than what we did in qualifying. And out of the whole grid, only Manuel, Daniel and Montero managed to lap in the 1:37. So yeah, we really did hold our own here. So that's it from RaceRoom for this week. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed racing in it. If you did, please do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done already. I hope you can join me for my next race, and if it's half as good as this one, we'll all be in for a treat. Cheers for now, and thanks for watching.